Hello and welcome to the Backyard Machine Shop. Today we're shooting a video about the Marvel Hacksaw versus the Harbor Freight bandsaw. Now for you that don't know, the Marvel Hacksaw was part of my machine rescue series. In January I went and picked up 4 or 5 machines out of a field that had been there for 30 years and brought them back home. Well, I wanted to see how much it took to get the Marvel Hacksaw running, so basically what I've done was wire wheeled it, put a blade on it, put a motor on it, put a vise on it, lubricated it, and started cutting metal. Well, after I'd done that, I wanted to compare this saw to my Harbor Freight saw. So I shot a video with both of them sawing, and a lot of people felt that I didn't give the Harbor Freight saw a fair opportunity versus the Marvel saw. So, and they might be true, because I'd always used this saw according to the surface feet you should run, things like that. So anyway, I put a challenge out there for everyone that wanted to let us see what their saws could do. So I've got a response from 6 people. 4 Harbor Freight saws and 2 power hacksaws. One Marvel power hacksaw just like this one, and another was a Racine power hacksaw. And the challenge was going to be is I took this block of material, and I don't know what it is. It was actually I bought 2 8-foot pallet jacks, and this was the rod that went forward and pushed the front wheels down. So not sure what the material is, probably just mild steel. So you know, everybody was on a level playing field. I cut it up into equally sized blocks and mailed it out to everyone that wanted. Thing was it was up to them to make their saw work. No rules, whatever they wanted to do, speeds, feeds, you know, whatever it was, they had that much material to see what their saw can do. So okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to give them saws a fair chance. I don't want anyone saying that I didn't give this saw an opportunity. Now I'm looking at the blade, and this blade on this saw is destroyed. And I've probably destroyed it here recently, cutting some stuff I shouldn't be cutting with it at some very high rates, trying to see what this saw could do. So what we have here is I have a brand new Starrett, see if it's got a part number on it, M42 steel, so it's high-speed steel, power band M42 1/2 inch by 25 thousandths, 10 teeth per inch. I don't know what this, can't remember what the set is. I think it's just a standard set. Yeah, I think the saw was $27 or something like that from the MasterCar. Okay, so I have a brand new Starrett bimetal hacksaw blade. It's a BS 1410-5, 10 teeth per inch Starrett blade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the camera and I'm going to change these blades out, and we'll start cutting. Alright guys, so we've got brand new blades on both saws. Make sure they're turned in the right direction and they're ready to go. Proper tension. This saw actually cuts in this direction. I call that reverse draw, but some people call that forward. So anyway, it cuts to the motor, so does this saw. It cuts in that direction. Alright, so let's get them plugged in and we'll get set up. Alright guys, so what we're going to do here is we're going to start off with a Harbor Freight saw. We're going to do them one at a time and see what we get. So first way we're going to set this saw up, we're going to do it a couple ways. We're going to set it up on a flat and cut across in just the way. Alright, I've got the saw set. Tension, pretty much everything is off. I have a spring here. This is to keep some tension on the belt because it will slip. I've got the guide set as far in as they will go. Make sure you don't hit anything. Okay, I've tracked the blade. Everything seems to be good on it. Tension is good. 10 teeth per inch. First cut with this blade. And we got it set on the highest speed, which is 200 surface feet per minute. So I'm confident this is as fast as this saw will cut without putting maybe some weight on it. And I'm not going to go there yet. So let me get a stopwatch. All right, so here's our stopwatch. All right, so we're going to turn on the saw and bring it down. So before I do that, I want to put some, I'm going to lubricate it. Squirt of oil there. Okay, now I'm probably fixing to learn this $30 saw blade. So here we go. 3, 2, all right, I've got, let's focus in on it, 2 minutes, 17 seconds, 0.47. That's kind of disappointing. I thought the saw would cut faster than that. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move it out just a little bit. How hot is the blade? Blade seems to be okay. And this time I'm going to add, well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut in this direction to see if it makes any difference. And you can hear the stress on that saw. Okay, got our stopwatch back. Thought I had it. All right. Same thing 1 shot of lube. Okay, on that cut, let's see if we can get it to focus. 223.66. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow the speed of the saw down to what is recommended by Harbor Freight to cut this material at. And we'll make one more cut. It's got a good cut. Nice cut. Relatively square. Let me deburr it a little bit. Still looks good. Alright, so now we're cutting at the recommended. We're going to cut at the recommended speed. Alright, so recommended speed, cut number 3. See if it'll focus. Hold on. 250.83. Okay guys, so now we're moving over to the Marvel hacksaw, and we're probably not going to really and truly the speed is set unless I change the motor, and I'm not going to do that. Speed is set. We're going to cut it in both directions and see what kind of times we get. Again, we got a new blade. I thought the Harbor Freight saw would actually do better than it did. Now, this saw, okay, so this saw is probably going to walk around a little bit. I've got it mounted on some carriage bolts, and that's the only thing that's on the floor. And all the weight's on the rear of the saw, so the reciprocating action causes it to wander a little bit. I'm going to have to put it on some wheels eventually. So anyway, let's get it set up. We're going to get close. Alright, time to stopwatch. Okay, Now I'm going, here's my stopwatch, and I'm going to wait for it to start cutting before I hit go. Let's treat it the same way. Let's put some oil, a little bit of cutting oil. Okay, got 1 minute. I actually hit it kind of late. I think it was 1:48, but because I was trying to grab it before it broke that part off. Anyway, 1:52:37. Got a nice cut. Ain't perfectly square, but it's a nice cut. Now we're going to do it, give it the same respect as we did the other one. I still need to make me a longer bolt. We're just going to rotate it. All right, we're going to do this one the same way. Let's set up our stopwatch. All right, let's hit reset. And okay, here we go. 1 minute, 42.65. All right, guys, here we are with the conclusion. Now, I was really disappointed in the Harbor Freight saw. I actually had filmed the sawing part yesterday, and I filmed the conclusion. However, I had to give the saw another chance. I come back out here today, just basically took the tensioning spring off of it, set it up as fast as it could go, and turned it on, and it didn't do any better. So I think I know the other blade was cutting better because it cut it. I was getting times around 1 minute 50 seconds, and that was probably the best time I've got on it. And that saw was that blade was completely destroyed though in that effort. So with what we had, the best time I had on the Harbor Freight saw was 2 minutes 17.47 seconds. And I know it should cut a little bit faster than that. The Marvel hacksaw, it actually has sped up about 8 seconds. It was running right at 1 minute 50 seconds also. And with a new blade, around 1 minute 42.65 seconds. So that's my results. And that was at 200 inches per minute, and that's way too fast to cut metal with that saw. You're going to destroy your blade. So here's where we at. Now, the other competitors, or if you want to call them competitors, but the other participants in this challenge, what I've had them do was post their videos on their YouTube channel. Most of them are contributors and they have YouTube videos out. So you can go there and watch their part of it. And there's one here, I think Jeff Snipes, his will be his first video. So, you know, go over and watch him, support him a little bit. So here's what we have in contributors. We have Harold over at Amateur Redneck Workshop. Most of you know Harold. Harold's a regular commenter on my posts, and I watch his videos. He makes good videos, some machining videos, some handgun videos, and some, you know, weaponry type videos. Then you have IN Woodcutter. Now that's Indiana Woodcutter. His name is Daniel, and he's a friend of mine, been a friend of mine for a lot of years. Now he does not have a Marvel hacksaw nor a Harbor Freight saw, but what he has a Racine hacksaw, which is similar to the Marvel. And since I had an extra couple pieces of material, I sent Dan a piece to let him cut it. So check out his channel, IN Woodcutter, Indiana Woodcutter. I'm assuming that's what it stands for. All right, and then we had Jeff Snipes. That's his page, is Jeff Snipes. And he's new. His first video, from what I understand. Go by and check him out and give him some support. Hillbilly Homestead. Now he has a Marvel hacksaw, and I knew he was having some problems with it, and I hope he got it straightened out. But anyway, he does videos on living off the grid and things like that. So go by and check him out. Then you have R. Stephen Lang. He's got a Harbor Freight saw. He does videos, I think, on trains. I've watched a couple of them, but this is kind of one of his first machining videos. So he has a YouTube channel. Check him out. And then we have MC Engineering Inc. So it's MC Engineering INC. He has a Harbor Freight saw too. He's modified his slightly though, and I have seen his video, and it cuts really good. So you need to go by and check him out and give him some support. And you got me. So that's it for the Harbor Freight Marvel Hacksaw Challenge. So it came out worse than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be, I actually went into here thinking that the Harbor Freight saw, speeding it up, new blade, it would just walk all over the Marvel, but it didn't. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Like I said, go by and give these guys some support, and I'll put a link to their channel in the description box down below. You know, so it's been fun, and that does it for the hacksaws and the Harbor Freight saw, and more than likely you'll see the Marvel hacksaw working in my shop until I get the Johnson bandsaw up and running, and then whatever happens, happens. So, from the Backyard Machine Shop, so long.